Good evening everyone, it's Van. I hope you're all okay and keeping well and having a nice Saturday so far. Tonight I'm bringing you a little book haul. There's a mixture of horror, thriller, some cozy and with an added pinch of steampunk. So I'm going to start off with this one, which is The Butcher's Daughter, the Hitherto Untold Story of Mrs. Lovett by David Demchuk and Corinne Leigh Clark. And this one says, London, 1887. At the abandoned apartment of a missing young woman, a dossier of evidence is collected, ordered chronologically, and sent to the Chief Inspector of London Metropolitan Police. It contains a frightening correspondence between an inquisitive journalist, Miss Emily Gibson, and the woman Gibson thinks may be the infamous Mrs. Lovett, Sweeney Todd's accomplice, a wicked woman who baked men into pies and sold them in her shop on Fleet Street. She's the talk of London town, even decades after her horrendous misdeeds. As the woman relays the harrowing account of her life in the unruly and perilous streets of Victorian London, her missives unlock an intricate mystery that brings Miss Gibson closer to the truth, even as that truth may cost her everything. A hair-raising and breathtaking novel for fans of Sarah Waters and Gregory Maguire, The Butcher's Daughter is an irresistible literary thriller that draws richly from historical sources and shines a new light on the woman behind the counter of the most disreputable pie shop ever known. That's that one. Sounds good. Next up we have Softcore by Brittany Newell. That's that one. And this one says, Baby is a dancer at a strip club, and at the age of 27 she's feeling lost. It seems that only Dino, her sweet, cross-dressing, drug-dealing ex-boyfriend, can keep her afloat. So when Dino disappears without so much as a kiss goodbye, she plunges headfirst into San Francisco's shady, erotic underground to find him. Baby searches through dive bars and old haunts at the club and at the sex dungeon where she has a part-time dominatrix gig. She encounters clients like Simon, a recluse, paying her for increasingly bizarre favours, as well as co-workers like Elaine, the balletic new hire, who seems to want to steal Baby's whole identity, starting with her underwear. It's not long before she starts to find cryptic notes hidden in her belongings and realises her search is attracting the wrong kind of attention. With her grip on reality loosening and the clock ticking, will Baby manage to put together the pieces and find the only man she's ever loved? Or might her past catch up with her first? Manically smart, brutally funny, and deeply sexy, Softcore is a book about desire, fantasy, and true love like no other. Again, that sounds a good one. I do apologise for any background noise that you might hear. Next up we have Maneater by Ellie Graves, and the tagline says, Revenge is tough to swallow. And this one says, the slick flesh wobbles as she digs her fingers into its sides, feeling for where the rubbery cartilage meets the bone. Things for Renee Landis are finally looking up. She just quit her dead-end job at a chicken shop after landing the coveted role of junior chef at London's pristine Nova restaurant. But it's not the restaurant that draws Renee in, it's the executive chef. Gracie Fitzgerald is as legendary as she is secretive, known for her succulent signature dishes and the notorious methods with which she runs her kitchen. No one can touch her workspace with bare hands. No other chef can taste her signature dishes, and no one, under any circumstances, is allowed to enter her personal freezer. That sounds like it's going to be a fun, quirky thriller. I'm looking forward to that. Next up we have The Brides by Charlotte Cross, and the tagline says, "Before Dracula there were," obviously, the brides. It's a beautiful cover, a stunning cover, and I'm not sure if the light will catch it, but there's some like embossed bordering, like what's kind of like a lace effect. Again, gorgeous cover. And this one says, "Come to me and be mine for eternity." 1884. When my father journeys to Budapest to care for a grieving aunt, her secret love Lucy hurries from London to support her with a lady's maid and a chaperone in tow. But lady's maid Alice, blessed and cursed with a sight, is tormented by terrifying visions. When chaperone Eliza falls prey to a disturbing wasting illness, the women hope to seek the healing waters of Transylvania. At a nobleman's invitation, they set out for Castle Dracula. In the depths of the forest, miles from civilization, their host reveals his true intentions, a monstrous ambition which will tear the women apart, and not all of them will survive. Creepy, sumptuous, and incredibly gripping, The Brides is a feminist gothic horror novel about the three women who became the brides of Dracula, and the fourth who managed to escape his clutches. Oh, yeah, that sounds good. That's that one, The Brides. So there's the 4 hardbacks. I now move on to the paperbacks. And we have Meet Me at the Convenience Store by the Sea by Sonoko Machida, translated by Bruno Navasky. Again, I do apologise if I mispronounce anyone's names. I read the first one last year, the convenience store by the sea, and it was beautiful. An absolute beautiful read. It's probably my favourite books from 2025. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Wonderful interacting stories, fantastic characters, the setting. It's just an absolute joy to read, and I've been waiting months and months and months to read this one. So this will be my next read after the book I'm reading at the moment. And if they ever made a film or a TV show of these books, there's a character called Mr. Sheba, and I would love to see Leigh Byung Hun play the character, because how he's described in the books and what he looks like, I think Leigh Byung Hun will be perfect as the character. That's just my opinion though. So I'll just give you a synopsis of what this one's about. It's got Welcome to Tenderness. I do apologise in advance if I mispronounce any place names. So this says, in Majiko Kitakyushu, there is a convenience store called Tenderness. Come by if you're having a bad day. A sweet treat to lift your spirits, a quiet place to talk over a warm meal, a kind word when you need it the most, the sound of the sea in the distance, You'll always find more than you imagined possible here. Returning to the heartwarming series that has sold 1 million copies worldwide, Meet Me at the Convenience Store by the Sea follows the customers and employees of a beloved 24/7 convenience store in Japan. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I mean, it's a cute, whimsical cover, and it does truly set, you know, what you'll discover and who you'll meet in the stories. And, well, obviously I haven't read this one yet, but in the first book, it's the cover, what drew you in, the cover, and when you get to know the characters and the interconnections, it's just a lovely, cozy warmth, you know, of a read. So I'm very much looking forward to this one, and this will be my next, book to read. So that's that one. Next up we have Strange Beasts by Susan J. Morris. I think it's like a steampunk-esque thriller with like Victorian literature, like inspired, if you like. So this one says, in Belle Epoque, Paris, a monster is murdering powerful men. Stopping it may be a woman's job. A researcher at Royal Society for the Study of Abnormal Phenomena, Samantha Harker is more used to paper cuts than knife fights. She also harbors a special power, allowing her into the minds of monsters. It could help her crack this case or have her thrown into an asylum. Dr. Helena Moriarty is the society's finest agent who has forged a formidable career despite the looming shadow of her notorious father. Where Hell's partners have a way of dying in mysterious circumstances, the recluse Professor Moriarty doesn't seem far behind. From Paris's glittering opera house to its darkest catacombs, the investigation pits Sam and Hell against magic, monsters and men. And beneath their tenuous partnership, something else is growing. The worlds of Dracula and Sherlock Holmes collide in his thrilling exploration of feminine power. That sounds really good. I do like Victorian literature mashups and like Victorian literature inspired stories. So it sounds really, really good. I'm not sure when I'll get around to reading it. Maybe again in the winter, maybe in the winter months. Maybe around spooky season time, going into winter months. So that's that one. Sounds good. And last, but by no means least, we have Model Actress Whatever by Kim Newman. Kim Newman is just fantastic. I really enjoyed his Untold Dracula books, and I also read his Angels of Music book, which was kind of like a Phantom of the Opera esque book. That was really good, and so I'm interested in reading this one. Now, this is going to be like I think it's described as like a comic book superhero style novel. Now, I've never really read any superhero comic things. I'm sort of getting like a Watchmen vibe from it. I've seen the film of the Watchmen, Watchmen, and that, but I've never really read superhero comic style books and things like that. So this is going to be a new genre for me. But I've waffled on a bit, so waffled on a bit. So I'll tell you what the book's about. Back in the 1970s, the Beatles didn't split up and instead recorded a hallucinogenic album. Never mind, in brackets, strictly never mind the Beatles, which literally changed the world by imbuing many of those who heard it with superpowers. Fast forward 50 years and Chrissy Chambers, model, actress, whatever, discovers her soap opera character is about to be killed off. So she finally stops dieting and discovers Hitherto untapped supernatural abilities. Meanwhile, Chrissy's aunt, Jasmine, former national heroine Lady Shade, goes missing. Afraid for her own safety and itching to costume up, Chrissy and her ghost-possessed best friend, Leigh, break into Devil's Dyke, the asylum where Jasmine works as a therapist with the most dangerous cutthroats, in brackets, supervillains, in Britain, only to find the inmates have taken over. Chrissy debuts successfully as a cloak, brackets again, superheroine, but who will become the arch nemesis of Lady Shade too? Set in an alternative 2020s London, this hugely entertaining, darkly humorous superhero tale is packed with Newman's trademark wit and wickedly sharp edges. So that's that one. It sounds like it's going to be fun. Again, Kim Newman's style of writing is just fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed the Anna Dracula series, and again, Angels of Music. So I'm very much looking forward to this one. This will probably be my last little book haul for a while. But that being said, there is 2 books out next month that I'm really looking forward to, and I'll be getting, and that's Saltwater by Elaine Thomson and The End of the Vodka by Oscar de Muriel. Elaine Thomson, I've recently done an author spotlight video about like the books, Jim Flockhart books, and about the first book of the seasonal quartet, which is Hawthorne. So the next book what's out next month is the second book of the seasonal quartet, which is Saltwater. And Oscar de Muriel, he wrote a series of books called the Friar McGray series, and they're like Victorian style supernatural thrillers, and they're very good. He's a very good author, as is Elaine Thomson, both fantastic, storytellers, and I'm very much looking forward to those. So other than what I've bought again recently, although I know I've only just done a book haul, these are ones I heard about but intrigued me enough for me to get them, but this was this one was a must get anyway. Yeah, so other than these ones, I'll be getting those 2 next month, what I've just mentioned, and then they'll probably be for a while because my TBR is sky high at the moment anyway. So yeah, that's the book haul for today, and I'll probably do one another fair few months time, but not yet. So that's it for today, I think, and I think we've come to the end of the video. So again, as always, thank you for watching, and hope you have a lovely weekend. Take care, stay safe, happy reading, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Take care. Bye for now. Bye bye.